Hello, my fellow nerds. Welcome back. Ahsoka, episode 4, spoiler talk. If you like the stuff you see here, listening here, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, recommend this video. Watch for other things on Tony's Super Bowl prediction. Watch what Sleepy will do if I get it right. It'll be very special. We are talking episode 4 of Ahsoka. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If you ain't seen this show or certain other shows, put this in your queue and come back later because we're going to talk spoilers on this one. I'll start. It's a 10. I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck if you people haven't seen Rebels. I don't care if you haven't seen Clone Wars. I don't care if you haven't read a comic, you haven't played a video game. This show is not for you. This show is for the hardcore Star Wars fans. This episode was great. Dude, we saw Rock'em Sock'em robot droid action in this. We saw several lightsaber fights. We saw, I'm going to spoil it, the return of Anakin Skywalker. All right. There is so much. There is so much. I've been waiting to talk about this since I seen this last night. So I'm going to back off, catch my breath. Jose, Gecko, go for it, man.
Bro, I'm sorry, but I do have to agree with you. It's a fucking 10. Bro, probably my favorite part of this episode was the fucking rocket sucking robots. Bro, I did not expect those robots to go in like that, bro. Like they went like, I was like, oh shit, like real steel. The movie, I was like, oh, but they were throwing that fade. I love that. I love everything, bro. The lightsaber fights and the spoiler, that ending, beautiful. Now, is that the afterlife?
Tony. That was called the world between worlds. Once again, had you watched Rebels instead of One Piece, you would know what that meant. But somebody decided to spend their summers watching One Piece. But I digress. Go ahead. Give me some more. Give me some more.
Well, you had to kill me, Tony. But yeah, love this episode, bro. Loved it, loved it, loved it. There's really nothing I could have picked on this. It was long enough to watch and get the whole story where I was like, oh my God, I have to see it again. And I watched it again earlier today because I was like, no, this is what's amazing. The lightsaber battles, the robots fighting, the whole dark side with the good side. And then the way, bro, let's praise the Lord, what, Balin is his name?
Yeah, Balin, yep.
Let's praise this guy's acting.
And let's also give a shout out because he died in real life.
Exactly.
So rest in peace, Ray Stevens.
Let's give this guy his flowers. Oh my God, the way he gave her that speech while he was dueling with her, like, oh, but your master, like taunting her to show her so she could show her rage. And she's trying to control it, but she's losing the battle because she's losing her confidence because the guy, you know, you're seeing a battle of lightsaber. I'm seeing a battle of language and body movement. And he was basically taunting her, but she was losing her faith. She was losing her, like she didn't believe in herself. And to me, that was amazing. I had to give it. May he rest in peace. The guy snapped. He left with a bang because, oh my God, I was watching that fight. I was watching the way that he spoke, the dialogue he gave and everything. And it gave me goosebumps, bro. To be honest, there was nothing I could pick about this episode to downgrade it from a 10, bro. It's a fucking 10. It's perfect. This is the episode that I was waiting for. And they nailed it. I hope that the rest of the season lives up to this, bro, because this was amazing. And like you said, Tony, I'm pissed off we're not getting this episode in theater because I will fucking pay and watch this in theater. It was beautiful. But besides that, Sleepy, what do you think?
I originally came out of it like, bro, what the fuck did I just watch? Because, in fact, as it's well known, I did not watch Rebels. So I did not understand nearly 75% of the actual episode until I went and actually did the research like a good man does and found Easter egg videos and actually understood it more. But that being put aside, my favorite part about this entire episode is the hyperspace ring. see, all watching all the catastrophe that happened and ensued just because they went into hyperspace makes it you realize that every time they've gone into hyperspace, everything in its path was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So if they went into hyperspace and they had TIE fighters in front of them, gone.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. The graphics on it, the CGI. It's a TV show, but they put the money into it to actually look fucking great. It's not as bad visually and story wise as my original 7 made it out to be because Tony and
Mm-hmm.
Gus enlightened me a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
my final score is a 10. It is a
All right.
perfect episode knowing everything that I know now.
Another things. Let's talk about Sabine and her turn. How Balin was able to talk her into not destroying the map. As I explained to Sleepy, go back, think about when Ahsoka said, "Can I trust you?" Because Ahsoka didn't trust her. Ahsoka knew she had that end of the turn because, as Ahsoka said, we need to stop them because we have to stop Thrawn from coming back. But she's more concerned with Ezra coming back because her family died during the siege of Mandalore, from what I was able to research today. Ezra is all she has left. So she wants Ezra back because Hera has a son, is a general in the army. Zeb, as we saw, is also working with the First Order, with the New Republic. Sorry about that. So she's out there on her own on Lothar, and she's alone. She loves Ezra. I don't know if they had a relationship or not. That would have taken place off screen. We'll find that out when he comes back. But she totally wants Ezra back, and that's more important to her than anything. So, go ahead before we go into the next Easter egg.
I took it as basically like Anakin, that she's getting herself driven by her emotions. So that's how I took it, because usually that's how they fall, they get into their emotions. Their emotion leads into, if you see, I was like, okay, so you're telling me he didn't choke her, he didn't nothing, she single-handedly gave it to him. Yeah, Tony.
Okay, in the show Rebels, she invented a weapon when she was a cadet at the Empire Academy. She invented a weapon that would destroy Beskar armor, Mandalorian armor. She felt guilty when she realized they were using it to kill her own people, so she decided to leave and become a rebel. This is when she was 16. So she has a tendency to turn on her friends because she turned on her family. She was a disgrace to her family for leaving the Empire because her family had joined the Empire. And they were, loyal to the Empire. Which, like I said, I'll give you guys the episodes in Rebels to watch so you can get her story arc. So that's why when Ahsoka says, "Can I trust you?" Ahsoka knew she was kind of shady to begin with, and that she had to stay on point, which was stopping the hyperdrive to prevent Thrawn from coming back, even if it meant sacrificing Ezra. And she wasn't willing to do that. So that is why she made that statement.
Okay, I get it.
Or you want to go to the next one?
I was originally upset. I'm like, bro, why did she give it to him? And then I saw how long it took for that lightsaber to destroy that thing. She wasn't doing shit with that blaster to that spear. I'm sorry. Like, he sat there for like a solid 5 fucking seconds holding it there, and it just wouldn't break. That goes through everything. People are cutting holes through the metal doors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, boss man.
But that's the point. Like, he still tried to prove that the girl is shady. Like, he knew the girl would just still gave it to her. Like, he knew that she was so much into her feelings, like Tony said about Ezra, that she wouldn't destroy, because then she would destroy the only way to get him back, or so she thinks. I don't know what's gonna happen. But if we're done with this one, do you want to go with the next one, Tony?
Okay. Sleepy said he doesn't remember, but remember there's a scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the Indiana Jones movies, where a guy touches something and he burns a copy of her map in his hand. Ahsoka did that when she picked up the orb. We're assuming, and it burned her hand, that there's a copy of that map on her hand. And so that's a callback, and for the people saying that they ripped off, the Indiana Jones series, George Lucas also created Indiana Jones. So it's obvious they would put that scene in there. So that's sort of a callback to figure out, hey, even though they're gone, she will survive the war, being in the world between worlds. She will have a copy of that map. I'm not saying they're going to follow them in there, but that's sort of one of the small Easter eggs that you could see come from that. I got that from Grace Randolph, by the way, want to give credit. So I like that one as sort of a small Easter egg. Okay?
That is actually pretty badass. And you did tell me about that earlier.
Yeah, I
we
stole that
talked
from Grace Randolph. It was a stunning callback that I totally forgot about.
She was on point. It was beautiful. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I was like, how the fuck is everybody else picking it up and she's burning?
Right.
And now
because
that you said,
as Sleepy said, it was under a fire at the time. And I think, according to Grace Randolph, her theory is that she knew that. And in case something happened, she could burn that, destroy their device, but then go look themselves for Ezra once they destroy the hyperdrive. But Sabine decided to turn. And
Sabine.
Think about it. The Mandalorians have not always been friends with Jedi. There's that civil war that we've seen in other shows, and as well as on The Mandalorian. When she first meets Mando, then Djarin, they get into a fight because they've always had problems with Jedi and Mandalorian. They've always fought each other. That's why Beskar armor can survive the blast as well as a Jedi lightsaber. That's why when she had to fight, when she lost her lightsaber, it was no big deal. She still had other weapons to fight. The entire design of their armor is to fight a Jedi, and it's not just the lightsabers. Their blasters, the little fire, the missiles that they have. So it's easy to see why she turned, and I understand why she turned. Go ahead.
Like that part when she's fighting the girl, and the girl tells her, "Oh, you don't got no power," and then she was like, she blasted her. Like, I guess she had a blaster, right?
Yeah, in her wrist gauntlet, she wasn't reaching for the lightsaber. Shin-Hati thought she was doing that. No, her goal was to blast you because she's a Mandalorian first. I know they've changed it to where the Force is in everybody, but you still got to be trained at it. Anybody can shoot a basketball, but you got to work like LeBron James, Michael Jordan to be that good. She ain't had time to put in any work, but she went back to her Mandalorian skill. You saw when they were getting ready to go battle, she put on all her Mandalorian gear and was looking for everything first before she put the lightsaber on her side, because she knew she'd have to fight partially as a Mandalorian. So that part I liked.
Very nice.
The Rock'em Sock'em robots part. Let's get back to that. That was awesome. This is some nerdy droid professor, basically, who turned out to be a pretty good fighter. I never thought I would see that.
Doc's smart as hell.
Dude,
he's like, okay, they ain't hearing me. All right, poop, lights. And then she's like, he fucked it up. And Ahsoka's like, oh, that dude never fucks up. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, bro. I love how they were covering each other, like they were actually boxing, bro. Like, I was like, oh, hell no. And they were like doing the footsteps and everything.
Yeah.
And it was him and the other robot. And they're like, boom, boom. And the thing that I kind of had to laugh is like how he covered them out. And I'm like, they're robots. I don't think it works that way.
Right. That was just funny as fuck. Yes. I was about to bring that up. That was incredible. What the fuck?
And it actually muffled him like he's got lips or something. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I was like
playing along with it. He's like, this doesn't hurt.
That shit was crazy. I'm like, come on now. You're really going to cover up a droid's mouth. Come on.
And
but
and somehow he's going to sound muffled. That's the thing that I was like, I'm pretty sure they got like a voice box or something that around his whole body. This motherfucker's like,
right?
I'm like, wow, wow, wow.
That was just crazy, man. That
No
I couldn't believe they actually did that. But yet they got there. It was great. I'm gonna look up some. Keep talking. One more thing I want to mention. But go ahead, Sleepy. Give me some more real quick. Anything you got?
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. The almost space battle we, dude. You saw how they came in rolling deep? They should have brought Zeb in right there. They really should have, just to have the whole fucking family come back together. Like, cause remember he was in the rebel fleet
Fleet.
in Mando, so
Right.
having him join them would have been brilliant. So that being
Okay.
said, where is he?
Yeah, Zeb is on whatever that planet that was where Mando went, that bar. So I've heard rumors that he's not actually going to appear.
Oh,
Right. So that's one of the rumors.
that's
But
lame.
it's it's sort of okay. I want to give a shout out to Peter Ramsey is his name. He's one of the directors on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So he's the one that actually did this episode, and this is an incredible episode. I've heard rumors that next week is so big, that's why they're putting it in theaters, that they want you to see this in a theater. And they're going to test this out in 10 cities around the world. And if it works, all of the TV shows will go into theaters for certain episodes or maybe the whole thing. Now, I know there's a strike. A lot of people won't go in solidarity to the strike, but had it played in a city that we live in, Milwaukee,
We would have won.
we would have went. We would have went.
Hell yeah, hell
We
yeah.
would have went. And there's,
but that's
I've
a once
always
in a
said,
lifetime experience.
if you put this on a Saturday and you binge it the whole day, you put breaks in between 5-10 minute bathroom breaks for everybody to go. This will easily sell out. Easily. If it's this show, a Marvel show, any show will sell out.
It'll sell out
If
with
it's
us.
done right. And so that's one great thing that they could do to recoup some of their money. Because when I saw that link, I'm like, I had to click on it right away. And then once I saw, okay, it is true, let me check the city, and I put in our zip code, nothing came up. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those last two. Now, I've heard that next week's episode is one of the reasons they want to put it in theaters. It's that good. It's that big. We know we're getting Anakin. And as I told Sleepy, even though he's dressed in a Clone Wars outfit, it's Darth Vader's red-blade lightsaber, not Anakin's lightsaber. So it's interesting what he's going to say to her in the world between worlds. In this, since you two don't know, you can track time. Ezra went to the fact where Vader killed Ahsoka right before he did. He pulled her into this world and back into time, basically saving her life for the second time. So technically right now, she's dead. And she will be, we're assuming by Hera, because Hera's in the area, pull her back into the living world somehow. So,
That's
but
deep.
but for all instinct purposes, Ahsoka's dead. So she didn't just fall off a cliff into this world; she died.
She did.
Yeah,
right. And so she fell into this world, and maybe they're going to change the canon of where this is where all fallen Jedi go, because that's the name of the episode, Fallen Jedi. Some thought it was to Balin. Some could say it was Anakin. It could be Ahsoka that's fallen, as in she died.
Yeah, because she fell down the cliff.
Because these are three people who did not believe in the Jedi Order. All three left the Jedi Order for different reasons. So that's sort of the twist of the title.
Wow.
Anything else? All right. Once again, we all give it a 10. And I'm sorry if you're not hardcore and you didn't watch everything and this is hard to follow, because the questions I've had from personal family members over the last few hours is stunning, even the ones that have seen Rebels and still don't understand the little details. And I can understand your criticisms, but they didn't make this show for you guys. They've done that with the other shows like The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan, the casuals. They made this one to bring back the true hardcore fans, even though I never left. Though I had criticisms, I still never left. They brought this to get the hardcores back to say, look, we get you, we understand you, we're going to do a show for you. And if you casuals, you had all summer to watch everything to catch up, and they just said, fuck you guys. Sleepy.
Before we wrap up, none of us talked about the gas powder Inquisitor. Okay. Tell me about the.
Okay, that's sort of a deep cut. There's a special power on the dark side that you can bring certain things back to life. You know, certain dead, falling people, stormtroopers, Inquisitors, dark side users, anybody back to life as this dust. This comes from the Night Sisters. Remember, the Jedi and the Sith practice the Force one way, and the Night Sisters practice it a different way. The Emperor also, as seen in Rebels, tried to bring certain things back from the dead. In the world between worlds, he was able to enter it, and he tried, but he was shut down. So that Inquisitor is not dead. We don't know, because he can always be brought back and just put into another suit of armor.
True. What if it's Darth
So
Maul?
we don't know his actual true identity. It could be one of your video game guys. It could be Darth Maul. Because Darth Maul was born to one of the Night Sisters as his mother.
And
so
the voice actor starred.
So this could be anybody. This could be a female. We don't know. There are several theories about who this actually is. It was revealed on Monday that it was just going to be a guy basically turned into dust. So I saw the spoiler. I couldn't wait on that one, personally. But yeah, I knew that was going to happen. But they're assuming he's going to come back. I'm just excited for episode 5.
Same here.
Can it live up to the hype? Because this has so much hype. Episode 5. Here.
We've been on a steady uphill this entire time.
Yeah. No, I think we're at the halfway point of the season. And I know the ratings have tanked. Disney totally lied about the ratings. The ratings for this show have sucked. But I think this episode will bring people back to binge it and catch up. Gecko?
See, I was going to bring that earlier. What do you think about the ratings? It kind of sucks when you're getting something so beautifully crafted and somehow is not getting the viewership and the audience that it's supposed to get. Now, it scares me because as a fan of this, I want to see more. I'm a greedy motherfucker, you know. I want to see more. I want all the knowledge, all the stories you want to give me. I want to see that. So it scares me because if they're not watching it, they probably might see it as wasting money and not make another season. What you think about that?
I think with people not watching, that's why Andor was cut from 5 seasons to 2, because no one watched Andor. It was, to me, prior to this was the best show they had done, Andor. I thought, as Sleepy loves to say, there were no magicians, there were no people fighting with sticks. It was a great political drama to see the behind the scenes. A lot of people don't like politics, period, not realizing that Star Wars from the day it was made was based on politics of George Lucas's youth and his opinions. But a lot of people don't like that. And it's sad that it hasn't gotten ratings. I watch it. I tell everybody to watch it because I would like a season 2. I don't want just one season of Ahsoka. I want another season of Obi-Wan. I want another season of Boba Fett. I know we're getting another season of The Mandalorian. I want these shows to continue because Star Wars has proven on the Disney Plus side they're great. They're not 100% confident on movies yet, but the TV shows I'm perfectly good with. So I want a second season. I'd encourage anybody to watch this. I always tell people go back, watch it again. I have no problem watching all of these shows as a group in between football this weekend, some way, somehow, to watch all 4 episodes as sort of a mini movie to where it led to. Because these 4 episodes would have played as a perfect movie in theaters. You would have got 2.5 hours. This would have been great. You could have waited a year, done the last 4 episodes. Would have been great. So they've proven they can do a movie. They just do it on TV now.
True.
Anything else, Sleepy, before we wrap it up?
No, I'm good, sir.
Gecko? All right. If you like the stuff you're seeing here, give it a thumbs up. We're giving away a PS5 at 2,000 subscribers. All you got to do is leave a comment. If my Super Bowl predictions are correct, Sleepy will dance.
Yeah.
He will back that thing up
Cap.
during Super Bowl weekend, during our live stream. If my Super Bowl predictions are correct, he's already agreed to it, and he will be in a thong.
Yeah.
I thought it was
nerds.
a Speedo.
Speedo? No, we'll have to see. Wait, depending on who wins the Super Bowl.
They're lying.
If Team A, if you see my predictions on my video, if Team A wins the Super Bowl, it's a Speedo. If Team B wins, it's a thong. But he will dance.
And
for
if
us.
they don't go to the Super Bowl, Tony dances in a Speedo.
That's not the deal.
Nope, that wasn't the deal. That wasn't the deal. Deuces, nerds. Supreme Nerd Sports. Supreme Nerd Sports. Supreme Nerd Sports coming soon.